Awesome.
Okay, there we go.
There we're here. All right, now just
Okay.
if we get
Sorry
name
about
it, yeah. Now just admit Teddy and yeah, there's Teddy, and then
Yep. Everybody's good. Everyone's gonna be in there.
admit anybody else. Oh, no wonder
Sorry
you were
about
trying
that,
to get
guy.
a background. You were trying to find a background. I know what you're doing. What's up, Darren?
No, I wasn't. I don't know what happened. It doesn't really matter. Does it really matter? Doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter.
You're back. Just gotta close the door.
Just trying to get a background.
Everybody needs a background.
No, they don't. So we got one person here. We got Darren. All right.
Hi.
Oh, okay. Now my friends are they were seeing the same shit. So we might have to tell people to log out and log back in. Quit that.
They can use that same link too. That's how I got back on.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I know.
I had a little internet issue, but we're good now.
Okay. Well, if anybody
How's everybody
else,
doing? Everybody having fun? Everybody?
Not now. I mean, now we'll be hopefully having fun, but
everybody enjoying their.
I'm just hoping nobody got fucked over
rest?
trying to get in. So.
Yeah. Remember? Oh, hi.
I'm doing it.
Right on.
How you doing, man?
Yeah, Clint.
I'm gonna unmute everybody. Everybody gets to talk here. I think it's fun. Everybody.
We got
Hello.
That's for those who don't know Clinton. This is my friend Lorraine's husband.
Hi guys.
Oh,
that's
kind of rude. Clinton is his own man. He's not just.
No, it's 2020. I think we're supposed to introduce men as their wives' husbands, right?
Yeah.
No. That it doesn't mean we flipped it and now it's like a matriarchy.
Yeah, I don't talk
to be like
even
Steven or even Steva or whatever we want to do, right, Nina? You backing me up on this?
No one's backing you up.
You're always in the kitchen.
No,
Nina.
I'm actually for.
Women on top? You're for women on top? Is that what's going on?
You know what? I would have waited another 20 minutes if you picked a different background.
Reparations.
You don't like this background? We can go to a different background. I have other backgrounds. I have so many backgrounds. I was having so much fun downloading backgrounds. Hold on a second. How about this one? You like this one? Is that a good one?
It's background.
All right. Oh, cool. People are getting in here. All right. My buddy Jason's in here.
Yay! People are getting in here.
Yeah.
That's what I always used to say when I was kind of slutty.
Grimes and Eerie are on the same internet. They're just going to drink each other out.
Yeah, that's really no wonder that's.
You know. Oh, now he's gonna turn it off. He doesn't even. He's like, "Fuck you, people." Go, just you can be on the internet, baby. He's also in the room.
It's really shocking.
Is it slowing it down? Okay. Well, then get the fuck off.
Fuck you, bitch.
Fuck you.
Oh, it was worth it right there.
Oh, you know what? Good. Stay on, fucker. Yeah. Fuck you. Fucking slipper wearing.
Cracker.
I don't know if anybody else is having trouble. It looks like everybody else. I think everybody else is connecting. Yeah, is coming in now. So luckily, I think everybody.
Right. This is dope. We got beards. We got beards. Teddy, what? I want to. Oh, should we start the podcast?
Jesus.
Let's start the podcast. Hold on. Let me do the thingy.
Let's see. Hey, DJ Low.
This is so fun. Look, we met. There's people. Okay, hold on. Let's do the music real quick. Oh.
Who technically is DJ Low? Who? I'm curious.
That's
Lorraine. You're
hey
DJ.
guys.
Oh, that's Lorraine. Well, hey, what's up, Lorraine?
To another. Shut up, Dave. Welcome to another terrible podcast by comics. There we go. I did it. Isolation edition. with Dave. Mean Dave.
Yeah.
Yay, Mean Dave.
Right on. Hello, everybody.
Wow. Like I'm the only person, 2 people, like applauded.
Right on.
Wave,
and
this is
Eerie
waving.
That's Eerie
and
Diamond. You
we
can
have,
applaud for her if you wish. We're the co-hosts of
You
this
don't have to. I don't give a
really
fuck.
terrible podcast by
I'm used to
comics.
not getting the. Thank you, Teddy, for almost clapping. I appreciate it, and
Yeah.
thank you for the jazz hands because Nina's awesome.
No. This
I'd
is
like to
how
introduce our-
how deaf people clap.
Yeah. Why don't you do some research, Eerie?
Really?
All right. So.
Yep.
All right.
Whatever. That's really sad because my mom is half deaf.
Welcome our
I
guests.
don't know that.
Enough of that. Welcome our guests, Teddy Hall and Nina G. Thank you for Teddy Hall.
Yay! I'm sorry. Let's do
Sunday.
a little bit better than that. Welcome our guests, comedian Teddy Hall. Yay!
Hey.
Yes. And Nina
And
G.
comedian and author Nina G. Yay!
Hey!
Oh, that's Jason. Holy shit! I thought that was oh my god, that's my buddy Jason. That's the epic beard right there. That's one of my oldest friends, and he looks it today with that fucking beard. That's my buddy Jason Wrinkle. So,
Right on. I love that iPhone. Welcome iPhone.
Yes.
Welcome.
Yeah, you don't need to worry about them.
Melanie. Sorry, I'm so
Melanie.
sorry.
Yes. Learn how to pronounce.
I'm so sorry. I sanded a floor for 4 hours and I'm like really fucking tired right now. So everything hurts. All right. So let's talk. How's everybody doing in isolation? Oh, here we got intro.
I got. For those who are new to this this stems from a podcast called Another Terrible Podcast by Comics, and now this is just the Zoom version of it. And so welcome
please
to
download
it.
and listen to it.
Glad you can join us this Sunday. So we got normally we start off, we go around the introducing or have everybody introduce themselves briefly for a couple minutes. Give us your short biography to everybody who doesn't know you, starting with Nina G.
Oh, okay. I was just going to talk shit about this to Teddy, but that's okay. So
Okay.
no. And what I was going to say is, could Dave and Eerie find 2 more subdued guests than the 2 of us? So I think this works out really well. I am Nina G. I am the Bay Area's only female stuttering stand-up comic, and my internet's so I may be so stuttering or I may be internet stuttering, I'm not sure. So you'll get a little bit of that, and I'm happy to be here with my friends and good to see everybody.
Who the fuck are you though? Beyond that, anything else? You gotta.
Who the fuck am I?
You're an author as well, aren't you?
Oh, and I'm an author, and I'm a professional speaker, and
Show them the fucking book.
Here's the fucking book, everybody.
Right.
This is the fucking book.
Early before
Show
the
us
people
your
leave.
hot book. Show us your hot book, Nina. Woo, that book's sexy, girl. Shit.
All right. Thank you for keeping that
She
concise.
signed my book. Can I just tell you, she signed my book, and it was so cute because she like started to write something, and she's like, no, she crossed it out. I was like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? It was awesome.
Fascinating.
Anyways, Teddy, welcome, Teddy Hall.
Teddy Hall. All right, introducing Teddy Hall.
Hello.
What's up, Teddy?
Yeah, thank you. My name is Teddy
What's up?
Hall.
How's your Hellcat?
Yes, I have a Hellcat. I used to drive it at stand-up comedy show back before the virus. Yeah, excited about the podcast. I never miss an opportunity for me and Dave to talk shit to Eerie. It brightens my days up. So, I mean, she's off to a good start.
Trying to work on my amends here. Trying to do better.
Trying to be a better person.
I'm wearing cut-off sleeves in honor of you, Teddy. I was going to wear a full T-shirt, but then I was like, no, Teddy needs cut-off sleeve brethren to kind of solidarity. So, also one of the things Teddy, huh? You're gonna say something?
Can I say something really quick? Susan Gonzalez, is that my sister-in-law that's on right now?
Yes.
Yep.
Wonderful.
Hi.
Welcome, Susan again.
Hi.
Hell yeah, Susan's no stranger to the podcast.
Illinois, like, not only is she on lockdown, but she's in a state that's like scary. Like, it's got like snow and then it's hot and then all the stuff. So, hey,
right.
Susan. Hey. It's family.
Hope you're not terrified of Illinois. All right. And then Eerie, for those of you who don't know Eerie, introduce yourselves briefly. Or Eerie.
Oh, I'm Eerie Diamond. Hi. How are you? I'm a stand-up comedian and podcast extraordinaire. And that's it. That's what I got. Dave, do you want to introduce yourself? And your
I think I know everybody, almost everybody here. If you don't know me, me and Dave, comedian, formerly musician. Well, I mean, you would still play music if I could and all that. Recovering drug addict, all that shit. Cool. All right, we got that done. So.
Hey, Dave, talk about your Venmo really quick.
It's just Venmo. It's just the sign up here. If anybody's enjoying this shit on any level, feel free to donate to the Venmo here. A lot of you already did last week, so but like I said, it's only for an entertainment measurement. So if you're not entertained by any of this shit, show us your disapproval by not Venmoing. All right. So
actually. If you don't like it, Venmo $1, and that will let us know that you hate us. And then if you do like it, go ahead and Venmo like $20. So that's.
Tell you what, if Eerie annoys you, Venmo me more. I'll say that. So how about that? We can put
that fucking work on that for you, Dave. You are my friend. So
yeah. But Jason will tell you, man. I'm friends with some people that I'm actually one of our mutual friends this past week. He was playing games with me with the Disney Plus, he was chatting me up over Star Wars, or I think I asked if he had Disney Plus, and he said he did, and I said, by any chance, would you share the password? And then he chatted me up about Star Wars for a half hour, and I noticed he wasn't answering the question. And so then I was like, you're avoiding the question. You're not going to share the Disney Plus, are you? And then he said no, and then he was kind of sassy about it. So and then luckily I put it on Facebook and I got a password from someone else. But Jason told me he asked me for a favor. He wanted me to give his number to another mutual friend. I'm like the centerpiece of like a lot of friends that grew up together, and they don't all know they don't all stay in touch, but I'm in touch with all of them. And and so Jason, one of our mutual friends, is friend Mario, and so Mario gave me his number to give to another friend, and I just was joking with him. I said, "Oh, so you want a favor now, huh?" And so I said I was watching Ozark, and I'll get back to him. And I already texted the guy and gave him his number and all that. But Jason, thankfully, one of my pranks got to work because he said it drove him nuts. And so yeah. So those are the kinds of, that's what I'm saying. Jason's one of my old friends who knows this about me, that slow burns, they work the best. All right, so the next subject, I added this to the list because I know that in the quarantine, this is probably one of the biggest topics that, I just concerns, I worried about it. Is Teddy getting any? So Teddy, able to get any in quarantine?
Is that in here? I don't see that on here.
I added it.
Oh,
I
Teddy, are you
last minute?
I was going to say, I did not see that on the pre.
No, I purposely added it because I was like, you know what? That's probably more.
And I'm paying for this.
It started off strong. How are you getting any in quarantine? Are you violating the shelter at home?
Teddy, it looks like you haven't gotten a haircut or done any drifting in a while. Are you getting any?
No. Okay. Thank you for commenting on it. I have
from other people. Are you getting?
Let him answer.
Yeah.
Let him answer.
Thank you, Eerie. All right. Yeah. If I known this was a question, I would have prepared a more political statement to answer that. No. I talked a lot of shit about this virus, and then all of a sudden it became serious. And I still am talking shit about the virus, but also trying to not go outside.
So you're not getting any.
Still haven't answered the question, sir. I'm sorry.
Right.
Permission to treat this witness as hostile.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. What? I don't understand. So you're saying you are getting any? Are you saying you're not getting any? What the fuck?
I'm saying no. Do you want me to message that to you?
I think you're lying. I think you're lying. I think everybody can see that you're lying. You're violating the shelter-in-place order.
Is this how it goes down? This is why I was invited on the podcast?
I just I'm just saying, man. It's just one of those things.
It's just a public health thing. This is only a public health intervention.
Yeah.
True.
You could get the COVID, but never mind. You know,
it's 2 weeks. That's at least.
How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Nina, how are you doing in your house? Like, you're normally running around doing shows, doing public speaking. Like, how are you doing over there? How's it going?
I lost $5,000 this past week, so that wasn't fun.
How the fuck did that happen?
Because one of the conferences I was supposed to speak at got canceled. So hopefully I'll make it up in November when they rescheduled it. And along with some other gigs that I've been planning for. So there's that piece. And so everybody can buy my book. I'm not doing Venmo as a donation, but you can buy my book and then I'll get the money in 6 months. So that'll work out great.
It's on Amazon.com, for those of you who don't know. You can find
yes. Yeah. NinaGcomedian.com.
Yes.
Otherwise, I've been trying to stay put in away from people. As Dave knows, my mom has a lung disease and lung cancer. So I've been very militant about staying away from people. But I'm going to see them and visiting on the front porch, staying 6 feet away. And that is as much as I get out right now. So, but otherwise, like, I'm kind of an introvert. So, like, this isn't so bad. Like, there were a couple days to get adjusted, but I'm okay. Every once in a while, I will get depressed and put in something on Facebook about it, and then I erase it as soon as I come to. So,
I believe Eric Summers has now joined us, and as we know, he's our whipping boy for anything. If that's the Eric that's with us.
Eric, is that you, man?
I don't think he knows how to turn on his microphone if he has one, or his video camera if he has one.
The mic's on.
Eric has great hair, though, you guys. For an old guy, he's got great hair. No offense to people that are.
I don't think he has anything on. I just see Eric, and I assume that's Eric Summers.
Okay.
Figured out.
It must be Eric because they don't know what they're doing.
Teddy, let's Teddy. How are you doing? You're not having any sex, but how's it going?
I'm enjoying the quarantine. You know, mine is going to meetings. Mine is going to meetings and shows. It's normal life, but you know, it's nice. Yeah.
You're doing the Zoom recovery meetings these days.
I am.
Yeah. Oh, is that what you guys do?
Yeah, we're doing these Zoom comedy shows, but these are also being used for recovery purposes by the community. And one of the hilarious things about it is, since they share the links publicly, people have been bombing the Zoom meetings with masturbating, porn, and white supremacy, which is really kind of funny. I heard there was a Spanish-speaking meeting that basically got bombarded with white supremacists, which, I mean, granted, that's wrong, but it's also hilarious. So I don't know.
That's so terrible and hilarious at the same time.
I mean, if there's a purpose for white power, I think that would be it. So, I mean,
dude, come on.
Ruin a Spanish
laugh, you know. I mean, that's got it. Well, no, that's not true. They probably were triggered.
Mexicans are used to it. They'll just make fun of them in Spanish.
God, are you kidding? You know what a pendejo is? Has everyone ever been called a pendejo on here?
I think everybody here knows what I'm just looking around and even, let's see. Who's Angelo? Hi, Angelo. Nice to see you enjoying the thing. How do you know the show, Angelo? Who knows Angelo? Nobody here knows Angelo? Angelo's a friend of a friend, I assume.
This is kind of turning into an episode of Romper Room, Dave.
No, I'm just curious. No, let's talk to Angelo for a second. Type it in, I guess, Angelo.
Only old people know what I'm talking about. Let's move on.
I'm ruining his serenity right now. I'm just curious how he knows who he knows. So,
Angelo's my friend.
Angelo's whose friend?
Oh,
Lorraine.
Oh, Lorraine. All right. Well, thank you, Lorraine, for bringing a person in
Hey,
here.
Angela, I unmuted you. Do you want to say hi? Because apparently everybody is in love with you. Nice
Yeah.
jacket.
Oh,
Let's try to engage
Hi.
our.
What's up, man?
not much. How are you?
Okay, that was good. Cool.
Right on,
Anything
man.
else you wanted to say? Cool. Okay, I'm muting you again. Bye. I'm not trying to be mean.
All
If
right,
anyone wants to
Eerie's a
talk-
rude person, Angelo. Thank you for your patience. All right, cool. So, your next topic is the 6 degrees of Gavin Newsom. We recently encountered, as you know, Gavin Newsom's been one of the people that everybody wants to bone every time he talks about how to deal with this pandemic. Everybody just gets hotter and hotter for him the more that he talks about it and how much we have to stay put. And then we found out that our two, just a coincidence, our two female portions of the show here tonight, they both have Gavin Newsom stories. So let's share this portion. Today's a special Let a Bitch Breathe, the Gavin Newsom edition. So let them tell their Gavin Newsom stories.
Actually move the table.
Which one is the
Nina,
bitch? I don't know.
It's probably me. He doesn't really like.
Oh, okay.
It's the general bit, the collective bitch. I'm just saying,
That's
what they
our
say
word.
on the streets. Let a bitch
Telling you
breathe.
it's
All right.
word. It's our word. You're not allowed to use it. It's our
I can
word.
use it all I want.
Nina, would you
mine,
like to talk about
Sure, I would love to talk about mine. I actually pulled up the picture here. I don't know if you could see it.
Get in the right light. There you go. Yeah.
Okay, kind of, sort of. There we go. All right. So, there is a conference every year, probably not this year, but there's a conference every year at AT&T Park where they open the park up for people who have learning differences or disabilities. I have dyslexia and I've hosted it like 2 or 3 times. And I forget which year this was, but Gavin Newsom has dyslexia and he was the keynote. And around that time this was inspired by Kathy Griffin, who had met one of the presidents, I think it was Obama, and she was like, I want to do a bit with Obama where he holds my purse. And so I was going to have him hold my purse, but then the secret security or whatever they are took the purse from him or from her. And she's like, yeah, but I'm trying to do a gag. And so I was like, okay, I want to do like a gag photo with Gavin Newsom. And by the way, when he was there, and it's my friend Heather was also with me, he was working on this accent like he was a Southerner. Like there's this weird thing that politicians think that they're more personable when they sound like a Southerner. So I don't know where he got that accent from. But when he was walking up, because everyone tried to take pictures and he had to get out of there. So as he was walking up, I thought it'd be funny to like take a picture with him in the background. And then he ruined it. He ruined the picture by actually taking the picture with me. So that's my experience. He didn't, touch me inappropriately or anything like that. But that's what happened.
Touched your heart.
It touched my heart.
Yeah.
Yes.
It
fondled my heart.
It's a true creep right there.
Okay, my story is when I worked in San Francisco, I was walking down, you guys have been to like Powell BART station. It's got the like long escalator, goes down into the thing. And as I was going down the escalator, I saw him at the bottom of the escalator talking to somebody. And like, I got to the bottom, I got a clear look at him. And I was like, wow, this guy's like really good looking. Like I had no idea. I'd never seen him before in person. And and I smiled, and then he turned around, he saw me smile, and then he comes out, he immediately like walked up and like shook my hand and was like, hello, how are you? I'm Gavin Newsom. And I was like, oh, it's so nice to meet you. And there was this weird thing where I was like, no. There was like sparkles around him or something. Like he's got some kind of weird magnetism. Nina, do you agree? There's like a weird magnetism coming from him or something. And I was like, that's what happened. I was like, oh, it's so nice to meet you. And then I was all like, oh, and it was really weird. Like, I think he's got a spell on him or something, because there's something weird going on there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, honestly, guys, if you ever meet him, it's like creepy. It's, Nina, you didn't find that? That's just me in my head.
No, I think so.
Sorry about that. Lorraine ran into him at a gallery. My friend Lorraine, he was taller than he looks tall. Are you kidding me? Like he seems like somebody that's tall. Yeah. He's got that. He's 6 foot, like, right?
Yeah.
He's like Teddy tall, probably. He's like, Teddy, you're like over 6 foot and all that.
6'2".
Yeah.
How old are you? You're 6'2"?
Yeah.
He feels over, like, there's people that I know that are over 6 foot and they still got a 5'9" presence. Those are the people that I don't feel smaller than, but Teddy's tall. So, yeah. All right.
So it was almost an insult, Teddy, but not quite. He like
not
saved
at all.
the end.
No, that's a fucking high compliment. No pun intended. So, Nina had something to say about Jerry Brown. She mentioned to me. What did you want to say about?
Oh yes. Yeah, Jerry Brown. I've seen him around a lot. Me and my friends would see him like hiking in the hills of Oakland. Once me and my parents saw him at the Jack London, the theater, and people have said that my mom looks like Linda Ronstadt, so we yelled, my mom looks like Linda Ronstadt, so we did that. But the thing that I really wanted to say was that once I saw him at Whole Foods and he asked to cut the line, and that's all I wanted to share.
Not nearly as sexy as Gavin, am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
No. Can I
not even close.
Can I tell
my story about him?
Yes.
So Grimes and I were doing a documentary, and we had an interview with him. So we were meeting him at his offices, and we're sitting in the waiting room, and we're sitting there. I had like my notebooks because I was gonna interview him, and then Grimes had like his cameras and all this shit. And we're sitting there and we're looking around, and Grimes goes, "Have you noticed there's nothing but like young white girls working at this place?" And I was like, "Yeah." And you know what else I noticed? With big butts. What's that all about? And
Jerry Brown. All right, good to know.
Every fucking girl that worked, every woman that worked there was like in her 20s, white girl, big giant ass. And we were just like, is that weird? That's weird, right? That's weird. And,
maybe they were just family members. Maybe that was it. Like on Seinfeld.
Okay.
The term is POG, fat ass white girl. That's what my understanding of it is.
Saved, by the way, like
POGs. So.
Yes.
Right on.
So,
cool.
And he was interviewed him for the documentary called Queen of the Fillmore. Okay, you want to move on? Let's move on.
Well, let me ask this before. Again, I asked Nina, who would you rather bang, Gavin or Jerry Brown?
Can I take a pass? Last person.
You already implied Gavin, so when I said sexy, I knew you wouldn't answer this question. I'm asking Eerie though. Eerie's, if you heard her out.
I'm going to tell you guys something that's like an insider thing. There's not that many people on this podcast.
Can I answer the question first?
It's just between the rest of us. All right, everybody. This is anonymity. All right.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you guys. This is insider. This is super insider. Okay. When I worked in makeup at Saks Fifth Avenue, I used to do the makeup for his executive assistant. His primary executive assistant, and he is gay. So
which one? Who is?
Gavin.
Oh, really? Okay. I was picturing Jerry Brown being gay. That'd actually be pretty cool. Gavin, I could see. Yeah, it's not, that's no surprise there. He's a pretty dude, but Jerry Brown being gay, that'd be cool. That's my kind of gay. All right.
Gavin is super, super gay. Wow, nothing that is.
Well, I think you're being watched.
Inside, and I'm not joking. I did her makeup for 3 years, and he is so gay.
Means nothing, really. I mean, in this day and age, it's like,
it's fine, but I just think it's interesting.
He's got to become trans before it becomes, like really impressive. All right. So the next topic. Let's move on. Next topic. We got because this one's gonna.
I never got to answer.
What was your answer?
I never got to answer.
About what?
Nina, go.
My answer is.
You said.
My answer is that I would never want to have sex with a politician. That's all.
Fucking duh! That was already a given. You already withheld.
Okay.
Jesus Christ! It's like you went twice for seconds.
Okay, go on.
Right there, man. All right. You're the next question, and this is a hot button topic. I'm not sure if everybody's aware. In the age of being shared, we're all shared information. By the way, also I want to give points to Clinton for this is definitely like asking for the Disney Plus password. You're dead on. All right. So in the age of everybody sharing bad information, one of the big like underground screenshots that was shared was that the COVID-19 has been a big cover-up for mass arrests of pedophile ring throughout the world, and leading the charge is Tom Hanks. So I think I want to ask this panel: is Tom Hanks a pedophile? What do you guys think?
I believe it.
Teddy with the simple answer. Support. I need some.
Who I fuck? Or Jerry Brown. So I gotta jump in now.
Why? How do you think Tom Hanks is a pedophile?
He's too normal. It's almost like the Morgan Freeman thing. It's like he's got to be doing some shady shit. He's just a white dude. Like it's.
Oh no, he's not.
Look at all these white dudes. I don't think they're all touching kids. I mean, shit, man.
Yeah. No, there's some, but they don't look normal. Not that they look bad, but
talking shit about our audience now, Teddy.
Jesus Christ,
man.
I'm not talking any shit.
Insulting people left and right. I don't buy. All right, I don't think you think that, but whatever. All right, Eerie.
You think he's a pedophile?
No, I'm asking you. You know how questions work? Do you think Tom Hanks is a pedophile?
I just said.
Answer? I mean, what? I mean.
No, that was for you, but no,
I got that. But
I can't. No. Well, here's the thing. I feel like we would have heard something by now.
I think we are hearing it. That's what I'm saying. No, the point being, this information that got shared, it's got a whole bunch of crappy fucking false leads and all that. But if you look at Tom Hanks' Instagram, all of his recent pictures are just marred with comments, just blasting him, calling him a pedophile. I mean, my hunch is he's not, and I just feel like, man, he's not only is he a shitty actor, but now he's got all these comments calling him a pedophile all over the place. So,
why do you think he's a shitty actor? I don't think he's shitty.
Like, who is anybody? I'm sorry. I saw the Mr. Rogers movie, and I mean, he was good in it, but it doesn't mean he's a good actor. It's just, it's Tom Hanks doing a bad impression, and I'll buy it just because I'm able to humor people. But Nina, you think he's a pedophile?
Well, this is Tom Hanks' son. And Tom Hanks' son, and so I'm actually going to bring some evidence into this. Tom Hanks' son, Chet Hayes, is what he goes by. Chet Hayes has said that even though the Illuminati is on his chest, because every time that he gives an update of his father's health, Chet Hayes always has to be without a shirt. And he said that he is not in the Illuminati. And I believe him. But I also think that if Tom Hanks was in prison in Australia, that Chet Hayes would be the last one to know. So that is my opinion on that.
Okay. All right. So that's still not a. I like Grimes is Tom Hanks, a shape-shifting saurian. I don't know sci-fi, but maybe Jason, my buddy, might know what a saurian is. But all right. So yeah, I don't believe he is. I just, maybe he, like I said, there's a Jeffrey Epstein Association, and I'm like, we've all done comedy with some now known rapists and shit. So it doesn't mean that, we've partake in any of their, rape and shit. And so I think, Tom Hanks may have, shaken hands with Jeffrey Epstein. Doesn't mean that, he has kid in his dungeon. So, but if he did, he's got a hell of a cover.
Okay,
so
Teddy,
I must get that.
Teddy, you're our other.
Okay. Moving on. Okay.
Teddy, would you like? Do you think? Is that?
Yeah. You have more to elaborate on? Yeah.
No, Teddy hasn't had a chance to answer.
Yeah, he did. He answered first.
He was the first one.
Yeah.
Sometimes it helps to pay attention, Eerie. All right. So the next one is next topic. This is a new segment we have called "Shit on a Local Comedian Spotlight." Wow. And for those of you who don't know, may not be familiar with our local comedy, area. We're all part of the Bay Area comedy scene out here, and we invited a comedian named Sean Boyles to be a part of this here podcast today. I'm gonna get a picture of him, and initially his initial response. Here, I'll just read his responses first, because this is you try to invite somebody. This is a new format, all right. I think you all kind of are aware. This is not exactly conducive to stand-up comedy or whatever. We're adapting our podcast format, which if you listen to the podcast is really just, I don't want to say this is bad or anything, but I'll just tell you it's about as jumbled as you're seeing it here today. But I said 6 p.m. this Sunday, you want to do the Zoom Live podcast? And he said, I hate to be sketchy about committing to this, but I got to see how my work shit is going to play out for the week and through the weekend. I'm trying to stay home as much as I can, good guy, and work when no one is around with limited contact with folks. And I gave him a snarky response just to try and provoke an answer. And he said, I'll know by Thursday or Friday. And I said, that works. And then I said, we were doing these by Zoom, right? And we're not because I think he thought we were at your house, Eerie. And he said, I didn't know this. I haven't been watching anyone's shit. I haven't been that bored yet to check into it. I'll look into it. Sounds a bit lame, though. So that was the exact response, that it was lame. Now, this is somebody who's been doing an FB Live every Sunday for the last year to about 0 to 3 people every Sunday. And I want to show you his face so you can see what really his face looks like when you zoom in on this thing. And this is him. So that's a black and white version of him, but he looks that dumb. I mean, you can kind of really get a full impression. If you remember back in the 90s, there was an awful form of music they call nu metal, which is basically just they took heavy metal and they put rap to it, and they thought, hey, let's, the kids will eat this shit up. And he was part of that, playing in 2 awful bands locally called Lickisto and Insolence. And then he tried, now realizing that shit was going to die and fade out, he ended up starting to be in these newer bands that are trying to fit in with all the doom shit that, me and some other people have been in for a long time. He's a poser. That's what I'm saying. He's a poser. And then today, this is what he posted today. No one else has invited him to do anything. I guarantee it. We're the only ones who invited him to do something like this. And he posts today, not to brag, but I really haven't been that bored yet. Sorry, Zoom on Zoomers. So I was not going to abide by this. And we ended up having a back and forth for the rest of the thread. So I want to take our opportunity for the other comedians to shit on Sean Boyles if you have any grievances to air about our pitiful troll-looking buddy. Just me. Yeah. Go Nina.
Oh. Okay.
I just want to ask, which of us is the Sean Boyles substitute?
Teddy.
Okay, good. Thank you.
He's not a substitute. All right, he wasn't. We have a version that we call the podcast when we have guests that are over 40 years old, and we were gonna do that because he's over 40 and call it's the assisted suicide squad. For the rest of you who don't know, whenever we have people that are over the age of 40, we talk about older age issues, being generation X and Y betweens, whatever the fuck, boomers as we're lumped in now. But Teddy's solid guest. We were gonna have him on anyway, and I knew he used Zoom for his recovery. So I was like, Teddy doesn't have a shitty attitude about this. So actually, Teddy, why don't you shit on Sean first, please?
Well, first off, I'm excited to be here. I don't know what his deal. That's some solid passive aggression. I got to give it up. That's some solid passive aggression.
It is, isn't it? I mean, he really masked it well.
I know, Sean. I don't think he knew he was doing it because that's
not at all. He's dumb. Yeah, he's dumb.
Yeah. We did a show together, and it was us, the comics, and then maybe 3 other audience members. So it was a typical show for me, and I shit on him my entire set, and the 3 people fucking loved it, and he loved it too. You know?
He's good sport. He is a good sport.
This is just fun. I saw this in the notes today. I was like, this is the show I want to be on.
The thing about it is he's but on Facebook for some reason, and then this is one of those things where, and we all know people like this, where they're cool people as actual people, but their Facebook game or social media game is pure shit. Yeah. And Sean definitely falls into this category for some reason. I don't understand why. He makes hackier jokes than normal on Facebook. He then gets into, he likes to have these long diatribes. Oh, let me read you one. I'll read you another one of these epiphanies that he was sharing to his masses. Oh, this is great. With all the fake news, fabricated stories, jumping to conclusions, and all-out dumb fuckery, just a means to an end. Wow. Man, just eloquent right here. A lot of this is the need to find answers to things. When the peoples we are supposed to trust our info from, I'm reading this directly, like when the peoples we are supposed to trust our info from don't give us the goods due to their self-interests, people are gonna panic and come up with all kinds of conspiracy theories. We are not getting any true or correct info, so people are often trying to connect dots that are not even there. It's fear of the unknown. It's one of humans' biggest flaws. That fear makes us so incredibly irrational things over and over again throughout history. How do you like that last sentence? I want to read that one again. That fear makes us so incredibly irrational things, comma, over and over again throughout history. Right there. That just says it all. I mean, yes, go ahead, Eerie.
He's a drummer. Can we just say that? Drummer. I mean, I don't know. Eddie, you know rock and roll. Dave, you were in many bands. He's a drummer, dude.
I played all instruments, but yeah, I can hear what you're saying.
Drummers are not known for their elegance always with the language. But here's the other thing, is I think I don't know why he got all like old man, like get off my lawn with the whole Zoom thing. Like, I don't think, maybe he's freshly married. He's only been married maybe 6 months or something. Maybe that's his
scared
or something.
Man's scared. He's scared. All right.
And maybe you're right. Maybe he thinks he's gonna look like an idiot or whatever. Like, I gotta say, I just did a comedy show last night, like the first Zoom comedy show. And it was actually fucking fun. But yeah, I was a little scared that like you weren't gonna, it was gonna be stupid. But how much more stupid is it than any other show I've done than fucking I'm done talking now.
It's definitely not. Yeah, it's not. It's a different. You gotta adapt to this shit. But it's funny because I told him, I said, you know me, I wouldn't do something if I didn't think there was some level of fun to it. And but it was the fact that then so then this was our little back and forth we had after he made that post. So I'll read this for all of you. And I just says the guy, the post again was, not to brag, but I really haven't been that bored yet. Sorry. Zoom on Zoomers. And I said, says the guy who used to FB live every Sunday to 0 to 3 people for nearly a year. And then he said, one has nothing to do with the other. And I said, and that's why you are so dumb. And he said, and then he said, whatevs, you're trying to draw conclusions where there are none because you got mad. I thought Zoom was lame. The FB Live thing, he's got to clarify too. This is where I love it. I know I got him because he's writing paragraphs. The FB Live thing was to farm material out of my mind when sort of riffing. Now that's what my podcast is for. All right, so he's letting us into his system. You see what I mean? One has nothing to do with the other. He's got to clarify that. Don't state that again. And feel free to dream up whatever dots you've connected in your mean, bored brain. And then I said, you were lame first, dog. Just own it. And he said, again, one has nothing to do with the other. He's really sticking to that one has nothing to do with the other. And I said, groundbreakingly lame. You know, just letting him know he's ahead of his time. And he said, good try, Dave. Keep up the good work. I got shit to do. And I said, first stop on Lane Street. And that's those. And then another friend chimed in who was laughing at me making fun of him. And then I just pointed out to that guy, I said, you know, you invite a guy to try something new and are adapting to this shelter in place shit. And he has to be a fucking dick about it and neglect the fact that he did something much worse for a longer period of time. And then Sean chimed back in because he's busy. He said, I wasn't a dick. I was honest. And I said I wasn't into it because I thought it was kind of lame. Same shit you'd do if asked to do something you weren't into. I'm not mean. I'm honest. Horse shit. You know, and that's quoting as if that's what I would say. And I said, nope. You were a dick when I messaged you, and you're a dick nearly a week later unprovoked. So I gave him the finger. And then more paragraphs. Here we go. Sean says, I said I didn't know what it was, but it sounds kind of lame. I wasn't being a dick. You just went nuclear for no reason. And even now you're acting as if I'm attacking you or anyone. I'm just not that bored, and definitely not bored enough to check something out I have no interest in. Why that's being a dick, I don't know, but that's all in your head. And then I said, I thought you had work today. What's with all the long comments? And I said, somebody must be, and I had a gift that says so bored. And he said, again, you're jumping to conclusions. I said nothing of having to work today. I had shit to do. And then I used my favorite gif, and that's Bill Murray from Kingpin when he does that shit. That's one of my favorite gifs of all time. That wins everything. If you ever need a gif that just tells everybody, like, you know, oh, that's just the best Bill Murray gif you could ever use.
You did that earlier today.
All right, I've done enough. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So. No, that's okay. That's okay. Listen.
All right.
You know, I hear you. Sean he's scared. He's an old man in a young body, and he's.
It's an old body. I think the body's older than the man.
No, you're right.
I want another picture of him. I'll find a worse picture of him.
In a young age, he's an old man in a young age. He's a very sweet dude, but I will say that.
Here's one of him and his wife. There you go. Look at that poor Japanese woman.
Gorgeous wife.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man.
Wife. She's fucking amazing. Anyways, let's move on. Anyone else want to shit on Sean? Anybody want to shit on Sean?
I think that was just a one-man mission, so I'm gonna you guys make up a last topic. You three. I don't
want to shit on Sean. I think he's a sweet guy, but I hear you. He was being like an old man. Get off my
lawn. Yeah. I was just trying to reach out. All you had to say was, I'm good. That's,
yeah, or it's not for me.
With that? Yeah, what's wrong with that? Why has he got to shit on everything? Oh, it's fucking lame. I've just never done it.
100%. Teddy or Nina, you guys want to like shit on Sean or? comment or anything, or?
I'm just glad I was invited first. And that Teddy is an afterthought. That's all I'm happy about.
Oh, you shit on Teddy. That's what happened. You shit on Teddy. Okay, this is a different.
Let's have a follow-up question. Teddy, have you gotten any since the start of the show? Have you gotten paid at all, or anyone working behind the camera there?
Who are you?
I mean, you got this is the blowjob angle. What?
Is there, Dave? Are you envious of Teddy a little bit?
No, not at all. I'm just, trying to make people laugh, motherfucker. I'm sorry. You know how you want to try to be funny and shit.
Teddy, do you want to shit?
Comedy podcast. Eerie.
Yeah, Eerie.
Do you want to shit on Sean real quick before we move on, or you?
I shit on Sean a little bit. I love Sean. I can't.
Yeah, we love Sean.
After the outbreak, I'm going to see him. We're going to talk about bands, all right? And then I'm going to get on stage and I'm going to shit on more, because it's just, it's the circle of life.
Here, I'm gonna go a step further and plug his podcast, because I want people to see, like, for themselves. If you really want to hear this guy working through his material by himself, check out the Sean Boyles podcast. You'll notice that the image is an empty toilet, or an empty toilet paper roll. That's it, which really, I think, says it all right there. And, and his catchphrase is, "I don't care." So just so you know, that's really, and if you ever saw it or listened to it, you'll hear all that, So, whereas we're just lazy. I mean, there's a difference between lazy and not caring. So.
Dave, I would like it if we opened it up to everybody. If anybody wants to ask a question or anything, or anybody wants to add anything, what do you think? Is that?
I like Clinton's response to our earlier Tom Hanks pedophilia question. I'm not that into it. Tom Hanks defending himself.
Wow.
Hey, Clinton's got the punchlines today. He gets our audience punchline award right there.
Clinton, are you? Well, hold on. Why can't I unmute? Okay, Clinton, are you a comedian, or are you just
funny looking?
He's funny.
No, I like that. Are you like some kind of weird?
I work in public relations, so I do tend to work with words for a living.
Work with words. That's beautiful.
Got a wit.
Us comedians don't do that. We don't work with.
I don't think have we met in person yet, or just?
I don't know if we met, but I came to your show down in Santa Clara maybe last summer sometime, or in Santa Cruz.
Oh, so you were at Santa Cruz. I didn't get a chance to say hi. Oh shit, yeah. That's right. Was one of the Eddie Pepitone shows, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. How'd you like Eddie?
I don't know. I'm always drunk at those things. So.
Good for you.
All right. Well,
actually, though, 9 days sober right now, so it's pretty cool to hear you guys talking about recovery too.
Oh, totally. Are you trying to seek recovery now, or what?
Yep.
You are? Good for you, man. Congratulations. Keep going back. Yeah. They got these Zoom meetings now, and hopefully you'll find a meeting where somebody's not taking your dick or doing something to try and obstruct no white power kind of recovery meetings and stuff. So right on. Hey, there's Grimes. Hey, look, there's Grimes photo. Hey, say hi to Grimes. Right on.
Engineer. You guys, that's so crazy that people fucking did that at meetings. That's crazy.
No, it's not crazy. It's the internet. It's how these things work. That's why, if you're not careful with the link, Nina, tell your story of what happened when a link got shared. Sorry to call it.
I made a mistake. Oh no, it's good. It's good. Thank you.
Turn into a.
Okay. So I was on. I made a mistake of going on to Broncos.
Transformer to everybody.
Robot, stop for a second. Check your.
I don't know what happened to your audio.
Yeah, you're a robot now. It's super creepy.
Somebody might have a microphone on that's doing. I don't know.
Sound like this. Really? That's how you sound.
What does it sound like?
Really?
Yes. Sorry, just like
turn your microphone on or off and on, Nina. Maybe see what happens. Yes.
Super creepy, dude. No, that was super creepy. Anybody have any questions for us or anything? Or anything? Well,
okay, now it's good.
It's working.
Oh, God, much better.
Okay.
I kind of want.
And I have the best technology out of everybody, so.
Wow.
It was.
I
good.
don't need worse speech.
We should have had you tell a joke with that voice before we fixed it.
Good. And end it with the robots are winning.
No shit. Goddamn. All right, so let's say, how about a goal? Let's set a goal within the next. Some people have fitness and eating goals and all that kind of shit. Pick a goddamn goal while we're stuck at home. What's one
your
goal?
Dave? You start us off.
My goal, I don't know, maybe to clean my room. I don't know if that's really something I want to do. I don't feel it necessary.
Let's see the room.
I'm not showing it to nobody. You see enough. This is the facade. It's like if I asked you to, you know how you don't want to be on camera with, if you didn't have your, face on or something like that. That's,
No, that's true.
Yeah, my room I'm comfortable with. And trust me, I'd show anybody my room, everybody, but this is a show, and you came here for entertainment, and you don't need to be depressed any further than you already are. And the last thing I want to do is show you the squalor that I put myself in, because it looks worse than it is. There is some organization to the whole thing. So, but
Dave, can I ask you about your roommates and stuff? Like, how's that going? You're like basically you're quarantined with like a roommate situation. Like,
no, it's actually really good. They all, oddly enough, because I've talked to I live with my landlord, the landlord wife, and two other roommates. One of the roommates is barely here, and he's furthest away from my room. The other roommate, he's in the room next to me, and I told him, if you hear me talking in here, you'll hear me. They know full well about when they hear me talking in here and to voices and stuff that we're doing these kinds of things. It's not, it's really not been that much different than the normal living situation, except, we just have to be mindful of washing our hands a lot, So I'm more concerned if you want to hear something since last week, then we did this, or no, I think I talked about it last week, because we had a scare in our recovery group of some jackass who was, running his meetings, still confirmed with the COVID-19. And now the meeting that I've been going to still in person, it's kind of difficult because there's a lady there who has alcoholic Tourette's. She drinks, and then she basically gets stuck on something and just keeps repeating the same thing over and over again that she's stuck on. And yet last night she was yelling at this young woman, and I think it was just some subconscious jealousy going on, and she was making up this whole thing. And it's like being at a meeting with somebody who's yelling at themselves on the street. So
I'm not trying, I don't want to laugh, but that sounds.
Oh, please do. I mean, believe me, I'm telling you, because it's hilarious. But
that's terrible, but.
Oh, you know what we did? I actually, here's something I'm going to confide to the group here. Because we had a comedy show we were supposed to do at this fellowship, and we were going to cancel it, but they didn't want, the people were like, no, I don't, if you're still willing to do it. I was going to just perform by myself, but FC Sierra was still willing to do it as well. And we wanted to limit the amount of, people just involved in case of whatever, transmissions of blah, blah, blah. And so we had a highly sanitized, social distanced comedy show, just me and FC Sierra, to the people that were there. So it's been the first live comedy show that's probably happened in 2 weeks. And so yeah. And we didn't really break the law. It's highly frowned upon right now, doing anything that involves people.
How many people were there?
Probably about 12, maybe.
Oh, that's over 10. You broke the law.
Not really. I mean, like I said, it was an AA meeting, so essential services, that kind of thing. If any of you fucking rat, I know who it is, all right? I got all the names of everybody here. So, right?
You're
fucking anonymity, motherfuckers.
Okay, so anybody got any questions? Anybody want to talk? I think everybody should get a chance to talk.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah. I'm going to unmute as many of you as I can.
Say hi to Nicole. Nicole Alexis is here. Hi, Nicole.
Hi, Dave, can you unmute some people too?
Hey.
Nicole, this is Nicole right there. She's a comedian, budding comedian out of the South Bay.
Yay!
Say hi to her.
Unmute all the people, and if anybody has anything they want to say or whatever.
One at a time, please.
Well, please, let's not be like me.
I think they're quiet. They all. Hey,
nobody wants to talk. That's how it is.
I'll tell you a funny story about my good buddy Jason over here. Jason's one of my dear friends who we were acid brothers in high school, and so we did a lot of early LSD experimentation. And one of the times he had an idea. He wanted to shave one of his eyebrows and replace it with a question mark, which sounded good in theory until the following week at school, because a lot of things sound good on a Friday night when you're frying, and then you go there on Monday and realize, oh fuck, what was I doing? And then what's so awesome is that years later, we kept in touch probably through, I don't know when the last time we did in the 2000s, maybe like early 2000s. So I kind of lost touch with them. And then I was doing a comedy show at this it was a practice, it was like a jam spot recording studio at this guy's place in the Mission. And this guy wanted to do these kind of private comedy shows. And so we were doing one, we advertised it, and somehow he found it. And again, I hadn't seen him in years. So we have a small audience, and he's there with a friend, and I'm doing stand up on the stage, and then I talk to him, and I say, hey, who are you? Where are you from? And he says, Dave, it's me, Jason. And I freak the fuck out because I recognize my friend, because he also looks like, nobody here is a fan of the Thrones. There's a band called the Thrones, Joe Preston. He looks a lot like Joe Preston, who used to play in the Melvins, which is my favorite band. So another cool thing about him. So anyway, so yeah, sorry, talking again, still talking.
Dave, we love you anyways. Anybody else want to chime in? How's everybody doing out there? Anybody?
I have a funny story.
And speaking of Ann,
so apparently microwaving your mail is a thing to kill the viruses. I didn't know that, but one of my friends posted on Facebook that her neighbor just threw his mail into the microwave and didn't realize that there was a credit card in there. So all of a sudden the mail just exploded into flames inside his microwave.
That's why you don't trust these fucking messages on the internet.
I feel like any mail that you could safely microwave probably isn't worth opening in the first place.
No shit. Like what, a State Farm Insurance fucking advertisement or something,
Wow.
My God. Sorry to hear about that, Ann, but that is a great story.
You know what?
Yeah, I don't know him. He's not my friend. He's a friend or a neighbor of a friend of mine. So
okay.
But that was pretty funny.
Well, they live next to morons, so that's yeah. Sorry to hear about that.
Oh, I put somebody on a troll on Facebook in a spot.
Melanie, how'd you do that?
Oh my God, it's classic. Okay, just really quick. He graduated from high school. No, he didn't graduate from high school with me. He didn't graduate from high school. It doesn't matter. So he was saying that, how Trump said that, hospital workers are stealing masks, and that's why, there's apparently not a shortage of masks. And so apparently he works, I know it's ridiculous, in San Diego. I don't even care. I'm so pissed. And he said that, hate to tell you, but all health works. Take a little home. Take a little mask home. Not just in these times. And he was talking to my friend who also graduated with me, and everybody knows everybody in my hometown, and saying, I have worked for several health systems, and yes, they take it. And he kept calling it shrinkage of supplies. He kept using the word, I deal with shrinkage on a daily basis.
Right there.
But you know what I said? And I'm like, fuck it, This is a guy who did not graduate from high school. What?
No, you're echoing in somebody else's mic. Don't worry about it.
Oh, so he failed high school. He lived down the street from my grandmother. My dad said, "Don't be like Jeff Rapini." Oh my God. Okay, wait. Sorry. He was hooked on video games and he did not graduate from high school. So he played Atari too much. Okay. So anyways, I said to him, I wanted to say to him, "Did you save the princess?" Really quick, I said, oh my gosh, now I'm pressure.
Highlights on you, Melanie.
Melanie,
What?
that was
Highlights on you. Pressure's on.
I said, JP, JR. Oh my God, it's JR. You seem to be such an expert on shrinkage.
Boom. All right.
And he goes, well, since it's a big part of numbers, my management team, yes, I am familiar. And I said, okay, this is the last part. I said, a lot of men wouldn't reveal the problems about the obvious shrinkage they have dealt with. Just saying. That's my moment.
It feels like an interaction with Sean Boyles if I ever seen one.
Not to be rude, he's very short.
We'll just call it shrinkage.
We're 3 back now. Wow. That was so good.
And the worst thing is everybody knows everybody in my hometown. So I had to message my sister, who's a nurse practitioner. Like, do you know this? Does he have any sisters that prepare food? Because I'm afraid they're going to spit in their food. And I know my dad's going to be calling me up. What the hell did you do? So that's me. It's okay. I was so mad that I vacuumed my whole living room over it.
All right. Turn a negative into a positive. There you go. That's how it's done.
Where do you live?
I once got so mad at work that I cleaned the whole floor mats one time. So I know how that goes. So.
Melanie, where do you live?
Oh, I live in Santa Clara, but I grew up in upstate New York, and my hometown has 14,000 people. So I'm sure, like I said, he grew up down the street from my grandmother's house. And he did not graduate from high school. So I should have just said, have you saved the princess yet? Because that would have drug him to a whole new slumber and probably lost his job because he's addicted to video games.
What the cluck? Grimes just put what the cluck.
That's my old job for those people who know. I used to make fried chicken and waffles at a place called What the Cluck. So
that's my...
I met the owner the other day. I met the owner my last show I ever did.
Aaron Aravallo. Yeah, wonderful guy.
He was like, oh, Dave, he used to work for me. And I was like, at what thing? And he's like,
I made more money than he ever did.
Chicken shop. And I said, what's the cluck? He got some good material out of that.
You've seen it. No, he was one of the co-partners, and I actually gave him a bottle of, I got this real high-end bottle of whiskey from a gig one time. Huh?
You were
there. That's right. We were on that same show.
Yeah, it was like a 96 bottle.
It was a $90 bottle of whiskey. If I get offered whiskey or weed or anybody knows me, it's like, I will still take it because I can always re-gift them to people. And so, and I'm comfortable enough with my recovery to not feel threatened by it. So I got this bottle of whiskey that was like after I did all this recovery material, the guy like, hey, I got a gift for you. Here's this, bottle of whiskey that's like, over 100 proof or whatever. And so I held on to it. And then I realized, because I was like, I was trying to think who to give it to. And I forget I was talking to Aaron. And I realized Aaron pretty much lost, I don't know how many tens of thousands of dollars in that company, if not more. And I saved all my money that I was paid from there under the table. So I said, hey, I got the gift for you because you've always stood by me when I was not having good times with the other owner. And you since I probably made more money than you did off of What the Cluck. So here's a consolation prize, whiskey. Help.
I think we're almost there. I'd like to just, if anybody has any more questions for us.
Nicole, how's you doing? You doing all right down there?
I'm having a great time. I'm just playing video games and watching anime, so I'm used to this.
Just an adorable person right there. She's trying to do comedy. She's like, your life isn't over as much enough to make it, you got to,
I don't want to wish comedy on you. You're such a lovely person.
That's the only thing I really miss about going outside. But I haven't had to put on any clothes or do anything for the past couple of weeks. It's great.
Get an OnlyFans account. Start charging motherfuckers for this content. That's what you do. Teddy knows, right? And I'm sure Teddy, making do with where he's at. So.
Okay, so I'd like to. Anybody have a Venmo they want to plug?
You've seen mine. If you can't see it, it's right here. But again, like I said, if you're hitting hard time, or you've already donated, that's there.
That's funny.
What's that again? Who was talking there? I had heard something. But
hey, you need any Venmo or whatever? Or?
Yeah, Teddy, what's up with you, man?
You okay? You working from home, Teddy? What's going on?
What's my Venmo?
Yes.
Okay, everything's okay. Have you done any sex in the last hour?
I like being by myself. I miss doing, some comedy, but I miss you guys.
Oh, we miss you too.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so Nina, anybody?
Plug the book.
You guys, Nina just put her bookstore sales. So, if you want to help Nina, just buy her fucking book, right? What do you get? Like $1? What do you get?
Just buy my fucking book. I think Amazon, I get $3. So
$3?
And it'll be in like 5 monthths.
If you guys,
but it helps my ranking, so it looks good.
Give her a good review. That's the main thing.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's
even
it.
If you don't buy a book, just go on there and fucking lie. All right, just lie. It was a great goddamn book. Changed your life. All right, that's the best thing to do.
The first word and the last word. It's like a big.
That would be worth so much.
Yeah. Okay, well, we're gonna do Teddy, Nina. You guys have any last words? We're gonna finish this.
Here, I'm gonna put Teddy's Venmo in myself. God damn it, I know his Venmo.
What's going on? Anybody? Teddy, how are you? How's everything? Do you want to say anything for the outro?
Last words.
I feel like you've asked me that question 4 times. No, this has been fun. I'm glad to see you guys. I'm glad to see you guys.
Yes, we're glad to be seen because, hey, you guys, if anybody's feeling, creepy or sad or freaked out, dude, my best friend calls me every day and is like, we're gonna die, and I'm like, okay, probably, but if not, cool, we're gonna go back to our normal shit. So that's I'm just trying to get busy and try not to be freaked out or anything. I'm not freaked. I don't give a fuck. When you get old enough, you don't give a fuck.
I don't give fucks.
All my good shit's behind me anyways. But the point is that everybody, like, fucking hang in there. Fucking, we'll just get through this. And then
well said.
This is just the thing. And
let me ask a question so I can rub it in Sean Boyle's face.
Oh yeah. And
did this pass the time for you easily enough? Was this where I think our most skeptical audience member I'm looking at, Jason's giving us an A-OK. That's almost a white pride or white power sign though these days. So just be careful. Thumbs up. That's how I like that. So I think the guy that I'm looking at most skeptical is the guy that he's the most skeptical. I want to give a shout out to Angelo for being the guy who's brought in from Lorraine. He gave us a thumbs up right there. So right on. I think this is how people are able to connect, and people need that right now. So fuck Sean. Thank you, Nina. So I just want to make sure we're getting positive feedback that you guys need. So basically, if any of you are friends with Sean Boyles, rub it in his face that these Zoom shows are excellent, and he's the one who's missing out and being a butthole. Listen to his podcast and give it a shitty rating. That's actually a good way to do that. He's on iTunes. Give him a low iTunes rating, all right? Really let your voice be heard. Because, that's the best way, I think, to do anything. People power,
Anybody else want to say anything? I'm so sorry. It was a negative note there. Anybody else?
That was positive. I thought it was totally positive.
We love Sean.
This is great for the environment.
No, we're all good. You guys, thank you.
It's
like we went to a little party.
Nina's gonna say something. Nina's saying something. What?
Yeah, Nina, I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you, Dave. On Thursday, I'm gonna do a show and tell with comics, and Dave's gonna be on there where a comic will share something from their house and tell a story about it, and then we'll ask questions, and we'll see if that can hold my attention past that night.
It's a show and tell comedy show for the moment.
It's gonna be that hat. I know it's gonna be the hat, Dave.
We'll be doing show and tell. I'm doing like some awful attempt at trying to look like I'm doing stand up tomorrow night. If you want to, I'll have a flyer. Somebody, like a lot of you know me on all the social medias. Hit me up if you want the link for that tomorrow night. And yeah, Thursday we'll be doing Nina G's thing, and we'll be back next Sunday with another couple of guests right here as well for whoever's still here. So yeah, please keep coming back, just like we say in our meetings, right, Teddy?
If you don't die from COVID, come on back. All right, thank you so much for joining in.
Thank you guys.
Everybody, stay safe, stay healthy, wash all your things. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.